The making of a president, from real estate to reality TV. Donald John Trump, born in Queens, New York in 1946, rose to prominence as a businessman. His name became synonymous with luxury hotels, skyscrapers, and golf courses. Trump Tower, his signature building in Manhattan, stood as a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit. He wasn't just a builder, he was a brand. Trump ventured into the casino business in Atlantic City with mixed results. He slapped his name on everything from steaks to bottled water, always the showman. Trump's foray into entertainment further amplified his public persona. His reality show, The Apprentice, catapulted him to new heights of fame. The show's premise was simple. Contestants competed for a chance to work for Trump. He became known for his catchphrase, "You're fired." While building his business empire, Trump navigated several high-profile bankruptcies. His companies faced financial troubles, leading to legal battles and settlements. These experiences shaped his views on business and finance, which he would later bring to the Oval Office. Trump's personal life was equally captivating, marked by 3 marriages and well-publicized relationships. His first wife, Ivana, was a Czech-American model and businesswoman. They had 3 children together, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric. His second marriage, to actress Marla Maples, resulted in the birth of his daughter Tiffany. In 2005, he married Melania Naus, a Slovenian-American former model who became the First Lady of the United States. Despite his lack of political experience, Trump harbored political ambitions for years. He flirted with presidential runs in the past, testing the waters and gauging public interest. His political leanings shifted over time, from Democrat to Republican and back again. However, it was his embrace of conservative populism that would ultimately propel him to the White House.
Fact-checking the commander-in-tweet Trump's words under scrutiny. Donald Trump's presidency was marked by his prolific use of Twitter. He often bypassed traditional media outlets, preferring to communicate directly with the public through his tweets. Trump's tweets were often impulsive, provocative, and sometimes factually inaccurate. Fact-checking organizations worked overtime to keep up with his claims, leading to frequent accusations of fake news from the president. One of Trump's most repeated claims was that he had signed more bills into law than any other president in history. This claim was easily debunked. In fact, Trump signed fewer bills into law than many of his predecessors. His legislative output was hampered by a divided Congress and his own chaotic management style. Trump also frequently claimed that he had built the greatest economy in the history of the world. While the economy performed well under his watch, it's impossible to definitively claim it was the greatest in history. Economic data is complex and subject to interpretation. Furthermore, many factors beyond a president's control influence economic performance. Another area where Trump's claims often clashed with reality was immigration. He repeatedly asserted that there was a crisis at the southern border, citing inflated figures about the number of people crossing illegally. He also claimed that his border wall was being built at a rapid pace, which was not accurate. Construction was slow and hampered by legal challenges.
Life in Trump's America, a divided nation, grapples with change. Donald Trump's presidency coincided with a period of intense political and social division in the United States. His rhetoric and policies often inflamed existing tensions, leading to protests, counter-protests, and a general sense of unease. Trump's supporters felt he was a strong leader who wasn't afraid to challenge the status quo. His detractors viewed him as a demagogue who was eroding democratic norms and institutions. The #MeToo movement, which gained momentum in 2017, brought renewed attention to the issue of sexual harassment and assault. Trump himself had been accused of sexual misconduct by multiple women, allegations he denied. The movement sparked a national conversation about gender, power, and accountability, with implications for workplaces, schools, and society at large. Racial tensions also flared during Trump's presidency. His response to a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia in 2017 drew widespread condemnation. He said there were very fine people on both sides of the clash, which many interpreted as equating neo-Nazis with those who opposed them. The Black Lives Matter movement continued to raise awareness about police brutality and racial injustice. Trump's presidency also coincided with a rise in political polarization. Americans increasingly self-segregated into ideological echo chambers, consuming news and information that reinforced their existing beliefs. Social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter played a role in this trend, allowing misinformation and propaganda to spread rapidly. Trust in traditional institutions like government, media, and even science eroded.
The Trump scorecard weighing successes and shortcomings. Donald Trump's presidency was a tumultuous period in American history. His supporters viewed him as a successful businessman who brought a much-needed dose of realism to Washington. They pointed to his tax cuts, deregulation, and appointment of conservative judges as evidence of his effectiveness. His detractors saw him as a dangerous demagogue who undermined democratic norms and institutions. They criticized his divisive rhetoric, chaotic management style, and disregard for facts and truth. One of Trump's most significant achievements was the appointment of 3 conservative justices to the Supreme Court: Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett. These appointments will have a lasting impact on American law and society for decades to come. The court's conservative majority is likely to overturn or weaken precedents on issues like abortion, affirmative action, and gun control. Trump also signed into law a major tax cut bill in 2017, which reduced taxes for corporations and individuals. The law was popular with Republicans and some businesses, but it also added trillions of dollars to the national debt. The long-term impact of the tax cuts on the economy remains to be seen. Some economists argue that they will lead to economic growth, while others contend that they primarily benefit the wealthy and will exacerbate income inequality. On the foreign policy front, Trump's record was more mixed. He alienated many U.S. allies with his unpredictable behavior and his America First approach. He withdrew the United States from the Trans-Pacific Partnership Trade Agreement and the Paris Agreement on climate change. He also imposed tariffs on goods from China and other countries, sparking trade wars that hurt businesses and consumers.